Honestly, I love everything about
And
Joe,
from here,
but I've
you'd
never
like the
lived off the
Fed.
grid.
You don't really
Looks like we're
like the
spending our personality
insurances that you have to pay,
but it doesn't look like we're going to be sleeping
because
that
you
much.
usually pay a premium for your workers across the board because you love them. Right, the beet and tree meetings on Wednesday, because you're actually there in those shops when the employee owns that building, buy property, bought it out instead of shares at the telephone company level. Ask, why aren't you making money? Why aren't they worker? Put it on the worker. I'm in charge of the stockholder instead of actually working down there reading the pressure gauges. But you do what I tell you.
Who was part of the Great Resignation? To put that number in perspective, in 2019, about 42 million people quit their jobs in this country. But some businesses, you may know, Publix grocery stores.
Probably underneath the pressure gauge already, unless it was your first day. I mean, then you kind of set into what's normal, and then inflation tomorrow.
Wait to hear what it is. NBC News.
And then 10 people quit because they decided the Great Resignation was the way for them, well, getting a fixed income off the market.
Michael Aiken works for Johnny's Pizza House in Shreveport, Louisiana. He started as a high school
and
junior
they saved
in
up.
2008.
All America about it.
Michael
Decided to take their car to the mechanic instead of working on it themselves, because Papa John's.
Of the company.
And I saw that, such and such amount of stock, and this is
just as good.
value
We go in there, kid. That's how it is. Keeping that place business. Why? Because it's
bigger than me.
It's home. It's in the area. It's got the gravity to the numbers. Taco Tuesday, Pizza Wednesday, and however the Cicada wave function works out for that one. And they are on it, probably making the pizza in a lead position. You probably know most of it, and it would write every employee has a ladder based on somebody who's got an example, at least from the pizza shops here, Pizza Hut. Hutter's Prize version of condensing 100 megabytes into 13 steps, right? Well, you're gonna do these 13 steps, but it'll take you 6 months. But for now, you're gonna do the 3-week program or the whatever.
They make Gore-Tex fabric.
And that's usually why they play out better than having a set. Now, with that in mind, send me one of your Feds about what...
Employee-owned businesses tend to have lower turnover and more loyal employees.
We will
Joseph
talk.
Blasi is a Rutgers professor specializing in employee ownership. A recent report shows these companies fared much better than non-employee-owned companies over the past 2 years.
Well, if you do this in the iRobot San Francisco Zoo that I set up inside here, the circus under the keel in the valley.
On average.
I'll show you that valley.
If
This became our valley general. This place right here. This place right here, this place right here, one of these places over in Meow. You're gonna be in trouble, bud.
And also share more business-related information with coworkers. And it takes
Oh, the assembly line guy at the wood factory running the CNC seat different, right? Well, there's different the wood crew and this guy over here, or the manager over here, or the guillotine guy. You think that's all just one super pawn running around? It's not. It's not. He can't.
The CEO tells NBC News multiple employees have retired, cashing out more than $1 million.
People might say, but you work at a pizza restaurant. How is this possible?
It's definitely possible as long as you're taking care of whoever comes through the door and taking care of the things in your
Black
walls,
magic
and you're making sure your customers are taken care of and coming back. I mean, it's gonna work.
Vicky joins us now live. Vicky, thank you so much for bringing us this story. It's fascinating. I know a lot of people who might shop at Publix down in Florida, or who might eat Cliff Bars, who didn't know, hey, I didn't realize these were ESOPs. Are there specific types of businesses that typically make this kind of move?
All of them should. They all need to Stanford for the STEM program. That's all that. Most math, unless you're doing something by Bell's equality, not listening to field theory, which has no clue to why that thing's a Heisenberg uncertainty, Schrodinger's wave function, the multi-world and elements, compositions, packet designs, limitations, values under fields that maintain bandwidth to those standards as a number, irrational as it may be.
When am I fully vested? Is there a minimum age for me to enroll? And just remember, they're a little bit like 401k.
18 to this thing. There's certain things, well, there's a few reasons. It's not just that you couldn't do it at 16, 14, or other things, but I got a dual diagnosis of other problems I got to work with, which give you C++ in school instead of 300 IQ for building trolley cars later.
There are these things called employee
Over at Harvard and liberal arts school as a demographic, what that...
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's